I welcome you all at Molly, the Poultry Farm. Thank you so much for viewing, subscribing, and liking my videos. If you are new on this channel, my dear, consider subscribing. Yeah, in today's video, I would like to share with you how much capital you need to start up your own local poultry farm. Most people are outside there and they have that fear of starting. So from today onwards, my dear, don't fear to start. How much capital do you need to start up your local poultry business in 2025? Yeah, this year we we've almost covered a quarter of the year. 3 months have gone, so we are in April. That means the quarter of the year is it's done. So, but still early. You can start today. Start today. It's not too late. I always tell you that onakulosalawo tandika, it's your day. But dolinda kumala kadduwa. Start when you are still having some energy to do your own work. Don't wait for those years of okukootakoota nga tokyayinza kwesobola olowooza nti gwe ogenda okutandika okubaako naawe kyeweekolera. Naye nga I welcome you all. Thank you so much for viewing, subscribing, and liking my videos. If you are new on this channel, my dear, consider subscribing. My returning viewers, thank you so much. Kindly support us with supers. Yeah, today let's see how much capital you need to start up your own business. On this channel, I mainly look at poultry as a business. And let's forget that those habits of keeping birds for just luxury. This time round, we are meaning business. Ebyedda balundanga olinayo enkoko 3-5 just for luxury, just kuzinyumirwa mu bunyumirwa. This time, these days, we do things for a purpose. Tetumala gakola. So, my dear, how much do you need to start up your own local poultry business? The first thing you have to think about is the first capital you need is the place where you are going to build the poultry house. Don't mind much on the poultry house you are going to construct or to build up. My dear, even if you set up your temporary house, you can keep the local birds. You can keep your birds from there. So don't waste a lot of money on constructing the poultry house. So the first capital to think about, or the first thing you have to think about is the place where you are going to construct the poultry house. After getting the place where you're going to construct your poultry house, think about the breed you are going to keep. So here at Molly Poultry Farm, I always emphasize that start or deal with local birds because I have very many reasons why I always encourage you to deal with local birds. So after thinking of or after knowing the breed you are going to keep, my dear, get money for constructing the poultry house. And on this point of the poultry house, don't construct the very expensive houses or house for your poultry birds. Construct a temporary house so long as it can keep your birds. So my dear, don't fear to start. Don't fear to start. Don't fear to start. Start today. It's not too late. Start with what you have. Start with that little money you have. So long as you have the poultry house, so long as you have a place where you're going to construct the poultry house. So after getting the place, after constructing the house, after knowing the breed you are going to get or you are going to raise or to rear, get to know the source of your breed. That one is also very, very important. When I talk of the source where you're going to get the breed, I mean the person who is going to serve you with the chicks. Whether 1 month chicks or day one chicks, you should put a keen eye on the source of the breed. Some people, they do not mind about their customers. For them, they are after money. So that's why I put more emphasis on the source where you're going to get the chicks. My dear, after knowing the source, start buying some of the materials that you will need. For example, buy the drinkers, buy the feeders. If it's broken maize, buy stock some maize, buy the concentrate, things of that kind. Buy the taplings, get the plan of your house, put some partitions. I always emphasize the partitions in the poultry house. Why? You find that your poultry house is your poultry house is how can you are having a small place like Molly. I have a small place, so I don't have very many stores or other houses for keeping my things like the feeds, what and what. So it's better to put partitions on your poultry in your poultry house. Those partitions will help you to keep some of the things you use at the farm. So put it in your plans that you have some partitions in your poultry house. Then after that, book the chicks. Construct the house. After finishing constructing the house, buy some materials, book the chicks, get that day to get the chicks. And make sure that the person who is going to serve you with the chicks, if it is day one, make sure that those chicks are vaccinated with uh, Malex. First, ask him or her that will you vaccinate Malex of day one? If the answer is yes, please book the chicks and get to know that day you will bring the chicks. Then from there, look for before bringing in the chicks. Move around the place where you're going to raise your chicks from. Move around and see how what's the standard of those people. Will they buy your birds or your eggs when they are ready? If the answer is yes, make some plans of marketing, because it does not make sense to raise the birds and time till reaches to give out or serve to take out the products, and you fail to take your products. You fail to get the place where to take your products. So during constructing the house, make survey the environment, the place where you have constructed your house from, and get to know whether the audience or the neighbors or the nearby trading centers, they will buy your eggs or the mature birds. So why have I brought this? Some people put in money. Maybe let's say some people get money and start a business without some knowledge. Without some knowledge. So please, 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 please put that in your minds. Because it's not just a matter of getting capital and start. Don't just start. So after making some research, before you bring the chicks, my dear, get a training. Get a training. I repeat, get a training before you bring the chicks at the farm. Why? Training gy'ogenda okufuna egenda kweyimirira obukadde n'obukadde bw'ogenda okuteeka mu ssente ezo. Because ogenda kuba osobola okuba ng'olina by'omanyiiko. Even that person who has trained you, when I train someone, we move in touch. We move together. We rear the birds together. We keep the birds together. Tulundira wamu n'omubuuza wano Molly ntabula nti wano nkola ki wano nzijanjaba nti enkoko zange zibadde bwe ziti. You get. Instead of buying the chicks and you bring the chicks at the farm, then you rear those birds alone. My dear, you will face very many challenges without knowing the solution. And when you say, I will not go for training, I will just hire the vets and eh, do for me each and everything, my dear, you're going to spend much in hiring those vets. Remember, those vets are, some of them, not all of them. My dear, I'm not fighting anybody. Some of the vets are after money. They are after money. Then, so when you get a training, at least you get some tips about vaccination, about medication, about feeds, about what and what. So even if you hire the vet, at least you'll be having some hit. Then another thing about how much capital you need. Maybe I'm bringing all this in order to see how you are going to divide your capital. So if you get a training, you will not be spending much to that vets because you will not be calling vets all the time. Because the more you call the vets, the more expensive. So that is it. Then another thing, when you are starting, what do you need? What do you need when you are starting this poultry this poultry business in 2025 as capital? Get get shoulders of the giant. Get the shoulders of the giants. Funa abamanyi b'osobola okwebuuzaako. Omanyi nti kino nsobola okwebuuza ku ono n'ono in case nga kizze. Because there is no way how you can run a business alone. Ojja kugamba enkoko zange nja kuyita baveeti bajje banzijanjabire nga enkoko zange zikule. Yes, time too will come ng'ojja kwetaaga olina by'ojja okwetaaga from somebody who is in that business. So that's why I'm saying that among the things you look at as capital, also consider what we call the shoulders of the giant. So after that, assuming you are done with the poultry house, assuming you are done with the bookings, assuming you are done with each and everything at the farm. You have bought the feeders, the drinkers, the broken maize, the concentrate, each and everything is done. The more emphasis should be put on the brooder. When you are entering the brooder, my dear, that brooder matters a lot. Yejja okuyamba enkoko zo zino okuzifunamu oba obutazifunamu. The moment you mess anywhere in the brooder, kikukosa oba kikuyamba okufuna mu business yo. So mind much about the brooder. The brooding management. Brooding management yereetera enkoko zo okukona oba obutakona. Yereetera enkoko zo okulwala ennyo oba obutalwala nnyo. You get. So you have constructed the poultry house, yes. But have you got some people who have some idea about the poultry house? Is that poultry house having aeration? Are they well ventilated? Does the house does it have enough light in it? Have you put some partitions? Things of that kind. Look at it. Then, after knowing that you are done with each and everything, you, the owner of the business, try your level best and supervise the work done at the farm, because that one is also capital. Why? If you ignore the supervision at the farm, my dear, you are going to find yourself making losses. however much ne bwe tuba tugudde omulundi ogusooka mbagamba ogwo era oddamu n'osituka. Yes, not it's not good okutandikira mu kugwa. Some people lose hope bw'oba otandikidde mu kugwa. Nga wadde okugwa tulina kyo kyemanyiza nti omuntu osobola okugwa. Naye it's not good okutandikira mu failures. So, my dear, another thing I would like to emphasize is start with what you have. How much money do you need to start? Nobody will tell you that this amount is enough for you to start. But your heart knows and even tells you how much you are able, how many birds you are able to take care of. Your heart tells you how much capital you are able to get. So, my dear, don't start with thousands of birds because you have seen Sanso started with thousands of birds. Start with that little money you have. If it's much, start with that much you have. It's just, it is, we all look at starting. If I start with my 10 birds, I have started. If X starts with 5,000 birds, naye akoze ki? Atandise. We are not equal. So, do what you are able to do. Don't compete because you will suffer alone. If I'm Molly and I compete with X, I'm Molly, I know my ability. There is no need of competing with X. If I'm able to raise 5 birds, let me keep 5 birds. There is no reason why I compete with X because X has started with 200. So that's another thing you should think about before you bring in the birds. If you decide to bring 200 birds, first ask your heart, am I able to feed these 200 birds for 3.5 months? Because when you reach 3.5 months, at least you say, yeah, I'm done. Because at 3.5 months, you can sell off the cocks and get some money back. So ask your heart, if you are able, start. And when we consider capital, don't think of the money that you are going to use to buy. Let's say if you are having, let's say 6M and you are planning to raise 300 birds, don't consider that 6M to use it and buy food at your home. Let that 6M be used on poultry only. Don't get some money from the 6M to pay fees for children, because you will not balance these things properly. So if that 6M is for 300 birds, my dear, use it for poultry only. And my piece of advice goes to people who are in diaspora. If you see that your people who are on the ground are not trustworthy, my dear, don't start this poultry business because you get headache. Why? These people who are on the ground, they don't value the money you put in. For them, they think that you just pick the money on the trees, you know. So wait until you come back, then you involve yourself in the business. Because I have got very many cases about those people who are in the diaspora. Most of them, they start this business with people who are not trustworthy. So if you see that your people are not good in that, please wait until you come back. Collect your money slowly by slowly. Yes, slowly by slowly. And we always say one makes a bundle. One by one makes a bundle. One by one. Collect your money slowly by slowly until you get capital, then you come back and start. And if it is starting, don't look what this money you're going to start with, as I have said. Nti z'ogenda okugyako amandazi, ogenda okugyako ebyokulya by'abaana, z'ogenda okusasulako fees. My dear, you end up crying. Kola bw'oba oli ku kyeyo, kola ssente zo ezimala oweera, bw'oba oziwezezza, manya nti ssente bwezi zengenda okutandisa enkoko, then zino zikolemu kino. You get? Well, si kirungi ate kubanga you put yourself on pressure. Olunda nkoko, olinda oyagala enkoko zino zibike ntandika okugyamu akasente amangi. I always tell you, local keeping is a long-term investment. Si kye kintu ky'oggyamu ssente amangu. If you want a short-term investment, genda olunde ez'omwezi ogumu. Si mu bubi, but I'm telling you the truth. So, my dear, how much do you need to start? Another thing you should have is passion. You should have passion. You, the one who is going to start this business, you should have passion and love. Then passion and love followed by consistency. Okulemerako. Some people, they lose hope even in the brooder. Let's say someone has bought 200 birds. The moment you lose like 20 birds, then he loses hope and start relaxing. My dear, if the 20 have died, take care of these 180 birds. Yes, don't lose hope, because even these 180, they would die once you relax. So, my dear, how much do you need? How much do you need to start? My dear, the answer is in your heart. Sit down, talk with your heart. See how much you need, how much are you able to get, and how many birds are you able to start with. With the structure, you can build up a structure. Let's say if you are able to keep 100 birds, you can set up a structure of 300 birds. Because these rock birds, they always multiply. So you set up the 300 poultry house. Then after that, you bring in, you start with 100 birds. They will accumulate slowly by slowly. And please, we are in April right now. So the quarter of the month have gone. Otandika ddi? Omwaka guli mu kugenda. Otunula, olaba, gugenda. Then at the end of that day, kale mmale yayingira brooder nga mmulaba. Kale mmale wadde otugamba wano, like oli munno atandike. Ogambe, kale oyo atandise ddi wano ng'akola ki nga mmulaba, gw'otandise ki? Even if it's not poultry, baako nekyoga, because omwaka guba guggwako, tulina bingi nnyo bye tusaba Katonda waffe. Namugamba njagala nzimbe, njagala ngole emmotoka, njagala nkole kino. Nawe tunuulira ku bintu ebisatu bye wasaba Mukama. Ku bisatu kiki ky'okozeeko? Kubanga omwaka gwo guli mu kugenda. Kale oyinza okuba nga bino ebisatu tolina kimu kye wakozeeko, naye olina kye watandiseeko. At least oli mu kkoota yaakyo. That is an improvement. Bw'oba olina ky'otandiseeko nga oyagala ebintu bisatu ng'olina ky'otandiseeko, that's good. And keep pushing, my dear. Temuggwa mu maanyi. Start. It's not too late, but let's start. Don't fear to start with 5 birds, because that is your ability. Togenda kutandika nkoko 10 z'otasobola. If your ability is to start with or to raise 5 birds, start with that. And no one will laugh at you, because si be bagenda ozikuliisiza. And si be bakuwadde ago amagezi okutandika. So, don't fear to start. Start with what you have. How much capital you need, it's your heart to tell you how much you need. Nenga, don't forget, here at Model Poultry Farm, we always have the 1-old chicks, we have mature birds, we have fertilized eggs, we have the table eggs, We have each and every product of poultry. So book with us, the 1 odd chicks, 1 mass chicks. Right now we are in a brooder, and our chicks have made they made 3 weeks yesterday, and we are planning to enter a brooder anytime from today. So book with us. We are here. We are ready to serve you. Don't forget, Molilok Poultry Farm is found in Busega, Kiwombiro. We are in Kampala. So come and get a training. The fee for training is only 50,000 shillings. My dear, get a training before you start. Yes, that is it. So, book with Molilok Poultry Farm. We are ready to serve you, and you will not regret. I love you so much. My returning viewers, thank you so much. New subscribers, thank you so much. Kindly support us with supers. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Let's meet in the next video.